The American RV industry ships hundreds of thousands of units a year out of a single county in Indiana, and the majority of those units are built by two companies pretending to be 20. The lifestyle in the brochure, open road, mountain sunrise, freedom, is real. The engineering underneath it, for most of what rolls off those production floors, frequently is not. Today, we pull apart 5 brands robbing you blind and name 5 that have actually earned your money. We ranked all 10 on what matters: frame construction, warranty behavior, parts availability, and what the machine actually costs you over a decade. Some of the most recognized names in the industry scored the worst. Number 10, Forest River. Forest River sells you the illusion of competition when the majority of its lineup shares the same frames, the same suppliers, and the same lamination process under a dozen different badges. Forest River is a subsidiary of Berkshire Hathaway, one of the 2 largest RV manufacturers in America by unit volume, with brands including Rockwood, Cherokee, Salem, Flagstaff, Coachman, Palomino, and Primetime. Entry-level travel trailers run roughly $15,000 to $30,000. Fifth wheels push $35,000 to $90,000 and beyond. Across multiple Forest River lines, wood-framed sidewall construction with stapled connections is standard, and wood framing is the single most common origin point for delamination failures in humid climates. Owner forms document that separation of the fiberglass skin from the underlying wood substrate appears on Forest River products within 3 to 6 years in the Southeast and Pacific Northwest. Repair quotes for delamination panels run $500 to $2,500 per panel. On a $25,000 travel trailer, 3-panel delamination at year 4 can represent 10 to 30% of the original purchase price in repair costs alone. Here's what the badge portfolio is actually doing. A buyer who rejects a Coachman and chooses a Rockwood or a Palomino has, in many configurations, purchased from the same production system at a different price point. The badge is the only meaningful variable. The next brand never had a production problem. It had a history problem, and it has been spending that history ever since. Number 9, Fleetwood RV. The Fleetwood name once meant something specific about American motorhome engineering, the company that helped define the modern Class A. The Fleetwood on the lot today was built by a different company, to a different cost structure, carrying a name that is doing work the current product cannot support. Fleetwood Enterprises, once the largest RV manufacturer in the United States, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2009. The brand has passed through multiple ownership structures since. Current motorhome price ranges run roughly $120,000 to $170,000 for a gas Class A, and into the $200,000s for diesel configurations. Post-2009, Fleetwood motorhomes depreciate more steeply than pre-bankruptcy equivalents at comparable price points, meaning buyers lose more of the purchase price per year than they would on a Newmar or a Tiffin product at a similar sticker price. Owner forums document slide-out seal failures, basement compartment water intrusion, and chassis flex issues on post-2010 models at rates that owners of pre-bankruptcy Fleetwoods simply do not recognize. Brand equity accumulated over decades by a genuinely innovative manufacturer is now being monetized by a successor entity that shares the name but not the engineering culture. You are not buying the machine that built that reputation. You are buying the memory of it. The next brand never had the heritage to misuse. It built its entire market position on volume, and volume is precisely where the cracks appear. Number 8, Keystone RV. Keystone is the volume leader in American travel trailers, and volume is the problem. Keystone is a Thor Industries brand, and Thor Industries is the largest RV manufacturer in the world by revenue. Keystone's lineup spans roughly $20,000 to $80,000 across the Cougar, Montana, Hideout, and Bullet lines. Frame construction varies within the same brand family, depending on model year and configuration, some aluminum framed, some wood framed, and that inconsistency is itself a quality control signal. The most documented failure pattern is water intrusion at roof seams and slide-out seals, leading to sidewall delamination within 3 to 6 years of purchase. On a $55,000 Montana fifth wheel, a full delamination repair can run $5,000 to $15,000, depending on panel count and shop rates. Here is the warranty mechanism that makes this worse. Keystone's warranty technically requires annual sealant inspection by the owner, a condition buried in the warranty terms. When water intrusion appears, warranty denials citing failure to maintain sealants are a documented owner complaint, and the language that enables those denials was written into the document before the unit left the plant. When you negotiate between a Keystone and a Heartland and a Jayco, you may be negotiating against the same corporate margin target. The next brand is that corporate margin target, the operating system underneath the brands you thought were competing. Before we get to the two brands that have genuinely earned the robbing you blind label, drop a comment right now. What RV brand do you own? How long have you had it? And has it ever let you down somewhere you did not want to be? I already know what a meaningful number of those comments are going to say. Let's continue. Number 7. Thor Industries. Thor Industries does not make RVs. It makes a market structure in which real competition between RV brands has become largely theatrical. Thor Industries is publicly traded, headquartered in Elkhart, Indiana, and its subsidiary brands include Airstream, Keystone, Heartland, Dutchman, Jayco, and others. Thor and Forest River together control an estimated 70 to 80% of the American RV market. Thor's Heartland Bighorn and Jayco Eagle fifth wheels share frame suppliers, axle configurations, and component sourcing despite $10,000 to $20,000 of price differentiation at retail. Thor has also moved into RV dealership ownership through affiliated entities, creating a vertical structure in which the manufacturer, the finance product, and the selling dealer may share economic interests that are invisible to the buyer. The consolidation's consumer cost is not a single dramatic failure. It is the slow erosion of the competitive pressure that would otherwise force engineering improvement. Without genuine competition across the majority of the price spectrum, the incentive to build better is replaced by the incentive to build faster. The final villain on this list took a different approach. It did not consolidate the market. It built a warranty document that works against the people who signed it. Number 6. Winnebago Motorhomes. Winnebago's motorhome warranty sounds comprehensive until the moment you need to use it, at which point the exclusion architecture reveals itself as one of the most carefully constructed claim relay systems in the category. Winnebago Industries is publicly traded, based in Forest City, Iowa, and its motorhome lines span roughly $80,000 to $200,000, depending on class and configuration. The warranty structure is a relay. Winnebago's written warranty covers the coach body. Chassis issues route to the chassis manufacturer, Ford or Freightliner depending on configuration, and component failures route to the component supplier, most commonly Lippert Components, which supplies the majority of slide-out systems, axle assemblies, and chassis hardware. When a slide-out failure, a water pump failure, and a chassis issue occur simultaneously, not an unusual scenario on a 2-year-old Class A, a buyer faces 3 separate warranty processes. Each entity has an institutional incentive to classify the failure as the other entity's responsibility. The buyer is the only party in that process with no institutional support. On a $130,000 Class A motorhome, a slide-out system failure that falls into the warranty handoff gap can generate $3,000 to $8,000 in repair costs that no warranty covers. You are not buying a warranty. You are buying the appearance of one. The depreciation curve runs steep as well. A $130,000 Class A that resells at $80,000 after 3 years is a $50,000 loss before the first maintenance invoice. The second half of this list exists because the engineering problem has a solution. 5 builders made different decisions. Here's what that actually looks like. Number 5, New Camp RV. New Camp builds small footprint RVs in a fiberglass shell architecture that sidesteps the wood framing delamination problem at the root of most production builder failures, and does it at a price where the total cost of ownership math is genuinely competitive. New Camp is independently owned, based in Sugar Creek, Ohio, with a workforce drawn from the local Amish and Mennonite community, a labor pool with craft standards that distinguish it from the high-turnover Elkhart County production environment. The Tab 400 compact trailer runs roughly $25,000 to $32,000. The Cirrus truck camper line runs $30,000 to $45,000. No wood framing, no fiberglass over substrate lamination, no delamination failure mode. A New Camp trailer purchased at $28,000 that requires no delamination repair in years 3 through 6 saves $5,000 to $15,000, compared to a wood-framed competitor in the same price range. New Camp is too small to appear in J.D. Power studies. That is worth saying directly, because the absence of institutional validation is not the same as the absence of evidence. The fiberglass shell architecture is itself the engineering argument, and it is independently verifiable. The next builder made the same right call about wood framing and then went further. Number 4, Oliver Travel Trailers. Oliver solved the RV industry's fundamental engineering problem with a double-hull fiberglass construction that the production builders could adopt and have not, because it costs more to build and requires acknowledging that the standard approach is wrong. Oliver is independently owned, family-operated, based in Hohenwald, Tennessee, producing a deliberately limited number of units per year. Not a capacity constraint, a quality control decision. The Legacy Elite 2 runs roughly $65,000 to $80,000. The outer shell and inner shell are bonded together in a process that eliminates the wood substrate delamination failure mode entirely. No wood framing anywhere in the structure. Oliver backs this with a 10-year structural warranty, significantly above the production builder standard of 1 year. The resale data is the clearest independent signal. 5 to 7-year-old Oliver units sell at 70 to 85% of original purchase price in active secondary markets. At $70,000 with no delamination repair over 10 years versus a $35,000 wood-framed competitor requiring 2 repairs at $5,000 to $12,000 each, the real cost gap narrows to $12,000 to $25,000 over a decade. On a per-year basis, Oliver may be the less expensive ownership experience. The next brand operates at a larger scale and brings J.D. Power rankings that no small batch builder can access. Number 3, Newmar Corporation. Newmar builds at the top of the production Class A segment with construction standards: heated enclosed underbelly, stainless steel compartment doors, full body paint as standard, that competitors list as expensive upgrades, and backs that engineering with a dealer and service network that treats downtime as the operational enemy. Newmar was founded in 1968, is based in Napanee, Indiana, and was acquired by Winnebago Industries in 2019. Importantly, maintained as an operationally independent brand with its own engineering culture. This is the counter-narrative to the Fleetwood acquisition story, an acquisition that has not collapsed the acquired brand. Baystar Sport Class, gas units run roughly $140,000 to $180,000. The Dutch Star diesel pusher runs $250,000 to $350,000 and above. A heated enclosed underbelly prevents holding tank freeze failure in cold climates, a standard Newmar feature that is a costly upgrade on comparable Winnebago motorhome configurations. Newmar Class A units hold resale value above the production builder average. Owner community activity in the Newmar Country Club forum consistently documents 10-plus year ownership as common rather than exceptional. The next brand was built from the beginning by executives who knew exactly what the production builders were doing wrong. Number 2, Grand Design RV. Grand Design was founded in 2012 by former Keystone executives who knew the failure modes from the inside and built a company specifically designed around them. And the J.D. Power scores confirm it worked. Grand Design is based in Middlebury, Indiana, and was acquired by Winnebago Industries in 2016, maintained as an operationally independent brand. The Reflection fifth wheel runs roughly $45,000 to $75,000. The Imagine travel trailer runs $30,000 to $50,000. Aluminum framed sidewalls are standard across the lineup, directly addressing the wood framing delamination failure mode at the production scale. The warranty runs 2 years limited, plus 1 year structural, above the industry standard of 1 year. Grand Design maintains a dedicated owner relations team accessible directly, not through dealer intermediaries, a structural difference from the Keystone and Forest River warranty relay process. Grand Design has ranked among the top brands in J.D. Power's travel trailer and fifth wheel initial quality study in multiple recent years. Owner forum documentation consistently records 24 to 48 hour callback times on warranty claims as a standard experience. Grand Design is proof that the Elkhart production model does not have to produce Elkhart quality outcomes. The first place brand made its engineering decision 90 years ago and has not changed it since. Number 1. Airstream. Airstream is the only mainstream RV brand where the engineering philosophy has not changed since the 1930s. Riveted aluminum monocoque construction that cannot delaminate, cannot rot, and has a documented 40 to 50 year service life in the vintage restoration market that no fiberglass or wood-framed competitor can approach. Airstream is based in Jackson Center, Ohio, and has been a Thor Industries subsidiary since 1980. The critical nuance being that Thor has maintained it as an architecturally independent product, because the riveted aluminum shell cannot be cost-reduced without destroying the brand's primary value proposition. The Bambi 16 runs roughly $45,000 to $55,000. The Classic 30 runs $130,000 to $160,000 and above. No wood framing, no fiberglass lamination, no delamination failure mode. The 3 most expensive failure modes in the production RV market are structurally eliminated by the material choice. A 1970s Airstream in need of restoration sells today for $15,000 to $40,000, depending on model and condition. A 1970s production builder equivalent is worth scrap metal value. That is not nostalgia. That is the revealed preference test of a 60-year ownership market, telling you what the engineering is actually worth. A 5-year-old Airstream holds 70 to 85% of original purchase price on the secondary market. The net depreciation on an Airstream Classic over 5 years can be lower than the net depreciation on a comparably priced conventional motorhome. Before accounting for the delamination repairs the aluminum shell never generates. Across all 10 brands, the pattern is the same. The sticker price is not the cost of the RV. The delamination repair is part of the cost. The warranty denial is part of the cost. The depreciation curve that leaves you $40,000 underwater 3 years into a 5-year loan is part of the cost. The brands that survive this list built their engineering around one premise. The relationship with the buyer does not end at the point of sale. The brands that didn't build their business model on the assumption that you won't do this math before you sign. Drop a comment right now. What brand do you own? What has failed? And what did the repair quote look like? The comment section on this video is going to be the most useful RV buying guide on the internet. If this saved you from a 6-figure mistake, subscribe. The next video does the same thing for the RV dealership finance office. If you want to see more, click the video on screen now.